Hello, this is Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio, placing something cold on the back of my camera now that I can see the recording button is on. We are looking at a recent, well maybe not so recent, 18 by 24 inch canvas. And the last time you saw this, if you watch my videos at all, there was a big brown streak in here and some little bit there and here and there and there. And I came back in and I added some pink to those spots, which made me a lot happier. So I kind of figure you deserve to see the dry piece and maybe whatever I'm willing to do to it at this point in time. I have glasses so I can actually see what I'm doing. I have a little tiny squeeze bottle of black paint and I've checked and made sure it's shaken and I can do stuff like that. So I'm just going to show you, hopefully the paint hasn't gotten too hot, that I can just go in here and very gently add a few little bits of definition. And that's pretty much what all I intend on doing. I'm going to lead it over the side, but I don't think it's going to hurt anything, quite to the contrary. I think adding definition and dimension to things makes me happy. So I'm going to do a little bit more of it, and I'm going to kind of keep my eye out for those brownish spots that I wasn't overly thrilled with before. But some of them are very bronzy and kind of pretty, so I'm not going to worry about all of them by any stretch of the imagination. And any time that I have an unfinished line, like that looks fresh but it's not. I'm trying to pull something that isn't fresh. Okay, well my eyesight's not that great and these are not my best glasses. But I don't like getting paint on my best glasses, so I don't use them. So I have to think about this for a minute, whether I like to or not, and pick a spot. Any spot. Fill in some brown or define an area. Oh, and I got rid of that bug too. I like that, but I don't like it stopping right there. So I'm going to let that merge. And I can still use a skewer to sort of pull some of that paint right out of there. And as I do this, I'm going to get more of a feeling. I'm going to pull that little tag of paint off the end of there. And that was mostly brown. I don't want too heavy lines. And being that, even though it's hot and it will dry for me, if you decide to do this to a painting, you have a window of opportunity, and if you don't like something, you can wipe it off, which is a nice thing. Let's drip some of that right down over the edge. Continue that right over there, and maybe steal some paint, just enough to make that mark. I am not sure how fast. It's super hot out here today. I'm not planning on making any long videos, but I would like to add. Really, that's an animal hair right there. Goodbye, thing you cannot see that I can see that is bothering me. Yeah, I'm a poet. Anyway, so doing the best I can not to make fat lines. And I think I'm doing alright with that. There's a few more things I'd like to have in here. Lead the eye around, doesn't bother me. I like making lines. I always have. Ever since I was little. I think I probably made them on things I wasn't supposed to. Just like the rest of you. Now the fat end of the skewer, even though it's not generally the one to draw with, put my finger in it, has an edge. Not a point, but an edge. And you can draw out with that, just like it's, you know, a pen tip or something. You can drag your paint. I don't know how much more I need, but I do know that if I want to use some more, it would be a good idea for me to find a small enough container, like this scoop right here. And even though I have some paint on that skewer tip, I'm going to wipe it off. And then, if I want to, I'm just going to come in and add a few little things here and there, which nobody but you and me will know about. But they will still lead the eye. Get rid of some brown, which never bothered me a bit. And what else will they do? I don't know. I'm just talking and working. Hoping not to screw up a good thing, because I like how it turned out now. a lot. I see that there's some semi missing paint right there, so it's not going to hurt my feelings to give it a bit of a fill in right at that exact point. And if it's thick, even if there's a little bit of a scar down to the canvas, if it's thick, it will fill in, which doesn't bother me. I seriously don't think it needs a whole tonnage of, yeah, today's non-word, tonnage of stuff added to it, but that never stopped me before. And it's probably not going to stop me now. And I actually really am fond of this painting, so chances are good being fond of it and hoping very much to keep my fingers from smearing any of the stuff I've added in there, and knowing that I'm not going to crack anything by adding something. Maybe a few dots aren't going to hurt anything either. I see that I have more places I can add some gold. The paint from a pour is much different than the paint straight out of... And over she goes. Alright, well that's mostly empty. It looks like I got some new colors to mix soon. And I'm going to use the tip of my skewer and notice that that animal hair is still somewhere lurking. Anyway, I'm going to use the tip of my skewer and create areas, especially that one that did not continue over the side, and finish adding a few details here and there, because I'm here now and I can. I gave myself 20 minutes. I wasn't sure I needed it. I was hoping I wouldn't, but since I'm still talking to you, I'll let you know that my artwork is for sale. I really don't expect to be working on this a whole lot longer, but I'm having fun, so I don't mind. As long as I'm not boring you, we're all good. And I do like dots, and it doesn't bother me to be sacrilegious. I don't think there is any sacrilegiousness involved in changing pouring into something else, but I would prefer not to screw this up too. And a few odd details here and there to draw the eye around aren't going to bother me. I don't know what else I really need. I don't think it's much. And I'm just plucking my pre-mixed paint right out of my little scoop. I probably have my head right under the camera. Of course I do. Let's grab a little more. The less paint I have in there, the faster it's going to dry. And I know you can't see all the way to the bottom right now, but you can see where I'm working. And I'm going to use my skewer and just sort of bend it over the edge without doing any bending at all. So what do I see that I need? Nothing much. Kind of like this over here. Hopefully you can see that. I'm going to put a little more gold back in my scoop. Just sort of create a cohesive line. We're not making any cells because we're probably not going to heat anything up. I don't mind that down there. I kind of like it. But it does make me want to go a little further up the road. And hopefully I don't do any damage. But like I said, the canvas is dry underneath this, so we can wipe it off if we need to, within a very short amount of time with a nice damp cloth. No guarantee that will work indefinitely for sure, because paint is paint and it dries. Alright, well, I can see that I have a couple of incomplete lines over the side, so I'm glad that I have paint on my skewer that's the right color. And I am inclined to come back up here to this corner while I can. Yeah, I see it more now. I don't think it needs much of anything else. I keep saying that. I must think it needs something else, or I wouldn't keep painting on it. Maybe it does and maybe it doesn't. I like that gold up there, and I'm going to put some more in there. The details. Somebody asked me how long it takes me to do a painting. Other than answering them a lifetime, the answer is however long it takes in reality, because it could be 20 minutes if I'm lucky and my muse is smiling on me on that day, or 40 minutes, or I could do what I did with this and leave it sit from the beginning of the month until I had some inspiration to work on it again, which was the other day, not on camera for a brief moment, and then now, so that I can actually share the whole process with you guys. I'm not saying you need to wait weeks like I did. It doesn't take very long for these to dry if you're drying in an air-conditioned environment anyway. I see that canvas there, and I want to cover it, so I'm going to. I think when I added the pink, I was finger painting, to tell you the truth, but I really didn't care. It's your painting. Do whatever you want. You know? Seriously. There are no rules. I don't care who tells you otherwise. There are no rules. Let's pull that back to where I know you can see it. Have one last look. Something that looks like it's a bit of a scar. Hopefully you can see that. I didn't mean to add that last dot, but I don't care. I don't mind it. I'm actually not unhappy a bit. Okay, well, as much as I like this down here, it seems very distracting to me, so I'm going to take a chance and just switch it up a little by smearing, yeah, that's the word, smearing some gold on top of it. Breaking up the uniformity of the line, which is pleasing me more than I was a moment ago before I started to do that. I like it, and not only do I like it there, I think I'm going to continue that practice right down a little further, so it has more of a chance to blend with everything else in there. I don't mind it being gold. It didn't have to be black. It's just what I chose at the time. Some of that black is moist enough to still mix with the gold. So you watch, it'll be a 20-minute session. It's kind of nice when you have things like the gold that are sheer and you put them on top of dry paint. It means you can actually use your skewer to drag through the paint that's wet on top and get access to the dry paint beneath and show it. Just like those artworks we did when we were in school, where you color black over colors and then you scrape. Always one of my favorite things when I was younger. And I bet I'm not the only one. Anyway, so none of that's bothering me. And I see that I could probably just go along there with some dashes. I don't really want to take all the time in the world to do this, but I would like it to be something that I really like, and I did really like it before I started to do this, so that's a plan. And my gold paint in my scoop is getting a little dry and a little goopy. There. The only other thing I think I might be tempted to put in there would be some dots of white pearl, and I don't actually think it needs it. So I'm going to say that there is no income for the studio except for art I sell, and I live in a pathetic place to sell art other than on the internet. I see something I want to do. Ha ha, you knew I would. And I'm going to grab my skewer back out again, or a skewer back out again. Anyway, so if you ever want to see the dry artwork, I post it on the Facebook link that's at the bottom of all those words in the description under Show More. And you can't trust me. You know you can't, because I'm going to do whatever I want. So I have an Amazon link, and you can buy the OXO paint wonder spreading. You can buy the OXO omelet turning spatula, big one, cheaper and better for what you want it for, by far. And quite a few other things that I found that I'd like to have or have purchased and I find very useful, including little shovels. Somewhat different, but very similar. And they're extremely useful for sure. And I am going to take a chance right here. Leave that right up there because I want to. Because I can? Yes, exactly. You know it. So, there's 3 minutes left. I have a Patreon and a PayPal donation availability. One link is listed, 2 links are listed in the description, and the icons are on my YouTube header. If you should decide to use them, I would be very grateful. That would be awesome. And if you have already done so, you're the reason I'm still painting, and thank you very much for that. And like I said, I can say I'm done until I'm blue in the face, and as long as there's tools and paint handy, I'm probably not done. Oops. Okay, well that's a primary example of how to get paint off the canvas. Use your finger. Fingers are great tools. Don't be afraid to use them. And there's some brown in there, but I don't care. And I'm not minding any of that. But I do see a bunch of brown in here. I'm going to try to stop working on this after you're gone. And I think that'll work. Just going to spread that out a little bit. And I'm going to say thank you again for the great conversation, all the wonderful compliments you give me. I've made some friends now. I'm really appreciating your sense of humor and your appreciation. And I am always grateful and always appreciative of any help I get to keep working. Look, fingers. Was that good? Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. Anyway, before the timer goes beep, 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 I am going to, what am I going to do? I am going to, where's my white pearl? Can't find it. Don't know. Not sure what that is. Maybe it's better left the way it is. Maybe not. I think that needed to be shaken up. Way more. And then herded back into place. And I'll use my little ability to scrape, like I said. Maybe there's a spatula around here somewhere. That's not the one. Princeton Catalyst Art Tools. The bomb. If you can afford some, they're somewhere between $5 and $10. Worth having forever and ever. I'm not sure I like that, but anyway, you're gone and I'll fix it. And this is the end. Here, I'll give you my view. And that's that. 18 by 24 finished. I'm happy. Alrighty. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.